Hi, I just wanted to share with you a little something that happened today that made me realize just how well the accelerated resolution therapy works. I was in a meeting today and they were discussing people with suicidal ideations and plans, and discussed a case how someone had a plan to run into traffic. And that actually indeed happened to me in 2016. Someone did run into traffic and I was the car that they hit. Back in 2016, they were suicidal, we came to find out. There was a couple interventions, but they were not successful. And so, with that particular person. But the reason I bring this up is because prior to me doing the ART session, anytime something like that was brought up, or just when I was driving, or just really anything, I was always on edge after that event. But it made me realize in discussing the case today that it didn't bring up anything other than, yes, that happened to me, 5 or 6 years ago. It didn't evoke any of those strong sensations that I once had. And I can give you an example. This happened in 2016. In 2018, I started working at a hospital, and it was still coming to the end of the whole thing of what happened to us and getting my car back and all these things. And when I was telling my boss that I had to leave to go get my car, I was crying, I was shaking, I was telling him, an abbreviated version of the story, what happened. And he just kept saying, "Linda, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was a mess. I was a true mess. Well, later on that year, I did get the accelerated resolution therapy. And ever since then, if this comes up, this memory comes up, or, something outside, it's a similar story comes up, it doesn't affect me the same way. I don't, my heart doesn't race. I don't get shaky. I don't cry. I don't get upset. I can talk about it normally because it's something that happened to me so long ago that I'm able to talk about it and not have that sensation like it's happening to me right now. And that is what ART does for you. No matter what the event was, it actually just separates out those negative sensations that you feel when you think about and retrieve that memory of what happened. So it basically files that memory back where it belongs, and it allows you to kind of separate and move forward from that event. And there's whole science behind it on how our brains work. But once your amygdala is set off for that fight, flight, or freeze response, which is what happened to me in that accident, that went off right away. Your logical brain is not thinking at the moment, right? You're kicking in. Your brain is kicking into survival mode, true survival mode. You're literally fearing for your life in that moment. So your brain and your body do all kinds of other things they don't normally do when you're just in a calm state. And so your logical thinking is kind of out the window at that point. You're just doing whatever it takes to make sure you're safe in that moment. And it really does a number to you. It really does a number to your brain and your body sensations, your emotions, physically, medically. I mean, it just affects all kinds of things, right? Typically after a traumatic event, you're not sleeping well, you're always on edge, you're always on high alert. And so this is why the ART is able to turn off those alarm bells for you and really just file, like I said, file that back where it belongs, because right now that memory is right here, just in case something similar happens. It's right there ready to go off for you again, trying to keep you safe. But it doesn't need to. Right now your surroundings, you're perfectly safe. Something happened 10 years ago, shouldn't affect you today, but it still does. And so this is the beauty of ART. And so I'm sharing this story with you just another memory of how it, has worked so wonderfully for me and why I just love it so much. And I see it work time and time and time again for other people. So please reach out to me. I would love to work with you. Just DM me below, write a message below, and I'll get back with you. Hope you all have a great day.